in this room out of love, respect, and admiration for one of the most extraordinary human beings any of us have ever met. Thank you. If ever we met a man who believed in liberty and justice for every single person he ever saw or heard about, it was Fitzgerald. At a time not too long ago, Tom Finneran, speaking at a dinner, said that he thought Kevin Fitzgerald was the closest to Jesus Christ of any human being he met. I thought about it that night, and I thought about it so many more times, and Tom and I were just discussing it. And it is amazing. Kevin had an endless reserve for understanding the needs and frailties of human beings, and always there to lift them up. And tonight, the money raised for this wonderful program at Northeastern University is part of lifting up young people in the city of Boston, a place he loves so much. So thank you for what you're doing tonight, for your commitment to Kevin's memory and to the children of the city of Boston. Thank you so much. How about a round of applause for everybody who's here? We're going to ask three Fitzgerald children, Kevin A., Mike, and Maddie, to come up, and we're going to announce the winners of the 50-50 raffle, the weekend on Martha's Vineyard, and the trio of Bill Brett books. Why don't we do that right now? Don't stay there talking, you're going to make me look very bad. Come on up, come on up. Please, don't stay there. You don't have to take the full number right now. All right, this first prize is for a trio of Bill Brett's Boston books. I don't know if you see these gorgeous. I'm going to pick the winner right now. The winning number is 284762. So if this is your number, 284762, you can just go see the cashier and sign it out from the back of the room. Bill Brett's Boston.
Okay, this is for a beautiful, spectacular, breathtakingly amazing weekend in my room. It's 4866800. So the number again is 4866800. Cool.
Last 50-50 raffle. Surprise now. It's probably a lot of money. Can't tell you now. Find out after the video. We'll pass it here. Numbers 486-4264. 486-4264.
Something out of sense.
Another member of the Fitzgerald family is joining us up on the stage right now. Gabrielle Fitzgerald will be joining us as Kevin's niece, and she's going to lead us in the national anthem.
What's so
diversity, in education, and in caring in our hospitals. Kevin understood all of that, was able to bring people together on a regular basis to encourage them to be better than they thought they might be able to be themselves. And here with us tonight is a man new to Boston who has fallen in love with Boston, and Boston has fallen in love with him. A man who came to one of the very good universities in our city and is making it one of the great universities in our city. The president of Northeastern University, Dr. Joseph Ayub.
Kevin, it's always good to be introduced by a good friend. Let me start by mentioning something that happened 2 minutes ago. I got to know Gary Raffle very well. We work very closely together. I can say that it's a privilege to be his colleague and his friend. And 2 minutes ago, Gary turned to me and said, I can't believe it. Did I just give you $100,000? And I said, no, Gary, you didn't give me. You paid the urban youth program $100,000. I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions, your support, your donations. Every penny is going to go to the new Fitz Urban Youth Program. Let me repeat it one more time. Word by word, the new Fitz Urban Youth Program. This program will be with us forever. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank also the family that chose to do it at Northeastern. Now, why Northeastern? As you know, Northeastern is hosting this program through the Center of Sports and Society, and as you know also, Fitz led it. So he was part of Northeastern, and we considered him to be part of our family, and it's an honor for us to have the program housed at Northeastern. Now let me mention something. In many ways, you can ask, but fine, he was there, the program was there, why are you interested in it? For a simple reason. By the time students come to college, frankly, it's too late. There is a pipeline issue for education, starting from early childhood, as the mayor keeps repeating and keeps reminding us, till they reach college. And we need every involvement of the students in sport, in education, in society. And that's what the program is doing. Now, my friend Peter said, I'm a newcomer. Yes, I'm a relative newcomer. I've been here only two years. When I arrived, I had the privilege to be with the mayor. And people told me, you ought to meet two people right away, and in this order. First the mayor, and then Fitz, Kevin. I understood why the mayor. And in fact, the mayor has been terrific. He took me around and he introduced me to Boston. But I didn't understand why Kevin till I met him. And then I realized something, that I had the privilege of meeting him, knowing him, visiting with him. He came to my office, I went to his home. And I realized one aspect, and I'm sure you shared it, he never talked about himself. Even when I visited him in his home, in his bed, all he wanted to know is how I was doing, how Northeastern was doing, and what he can do to help. Now, I never knew whether I could bring anything to him through those meetings, especially in the last period when I visited him at home, his home. But let me share with you one story. 2 days after one of the visits, I received a call from Jack Connors, and he said, I want to thank you. And I said, what for, Jack? He said, you worked with Kevin, and he was very happy. And that gave me a sense of the person, not only of Jack's elegance, but also of Kevin's passion for people. It has been a privilege for me to get to know Kevin, to get to know his family, and maybe Kevin will brought us together, and for the first time we will ask you permission to talk about you. We're just doing it. Thank you.
A person in the city touches so many lives, and I think occasionally people think she works for the mayor, but people know that she has a different boss, who know her well, and she brings such a sense of both devotion and dignity to this city and all of the work she does. A woman who Kevin admired so much, and has done so much work in our city. Sister Jean Bribideau is joining us today.
I was asked tonight to speak about Kevin as a man of faith. And as I thought about it, tonight really is about giving back. In other words, helping. And for us, in the Catholic tradition, often when we need help, we turn to the mother of our Lord Jesus, who is our mother, and we ask her for her help, her intercession. Generations of Catholics, like Kevin Fitzgerald, counted among them, who hail from Mission Hill, have turned for intercession, for help, to the church in that neighborhood, which we call Mission Church, to a shrine therein dedicated to our Mother of Perpetual Help. It's a beautiful shrine, and as a commercial, if you've never been in there, do yourself a favor, go in. It's in the upper left-hand side. And the story is incredible of that icon, that picture. But what's even more incredible are the numerous braces and crutches left behind because help was given there. Miraculous help was received there. This helping those in most need is the message of the shrine, and it is this very message that Kevin Fitzgerald, a man of deep faith, learned from his upbringing at Mission Church, from his dearly loved parents, his family, his friends, his priests like Father Vincent Kelly, who was buried this very morning from Mission Church, who served the community there so well, who married Tricia and Kevin, baptized their children, John, Michael, Kevin A., and Madeline. Indeed, from this place called Mission Church, from his Catholic faith, Kevin learned to help others find a way, to help them up when they were down. Tonight, we honor Kevin. Yet somehow, I think he would rather we honor the faith, a gift given to him at his baptism, which helped him to help others, and certainly made it possible for Kevin just a year ago to hear those words we all long to hear when we make that final journey home to our Lord. Well done, good and faithful servant. May we, in Kevin's name, continue the good work of helping out others that he began, and may our Mother of Perpetual Help, who has been and continues to be a source of help for those in most need, bless the good work that we are about tonight.
Thank you, sister. You know, those who know me, they know that the last thing I would ever try to do is use a microphone to influence anyone politically. Bobby White, a dear friend of Kevin's, is up in the middle of the floor. At a fundraiser about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, at the end of the fundraiser, Bobby went up to Senator Joe Biden and he said, "Fitzy's in the hospital." I have his number, we can call him. And Joe said, what hospital is he in? And Bobby told him, and Joe said, how far away is it? And Bobby said, I don't know, about 12, 15 minutes. Joe said, let's go. And he spent the next several hours talking to Kevin and Tricia in Kevin's hospital room. That's the kind of guy Joe Biden is, but I don't want that to have any influence on you. I don't think that's a political way at all. Truly, one of the greatest politicians I've ever met in my life. A guy who gets up every day and cares about every place in the city. A man who I believe is the best mayor in America, our mayor, Tom Meade.
Thank you, Peter. I want to thank Tricia, John, Mike, Joe, and Matt, and the entire Fitzgerald family for allowing me to be part of this very special occasion. In addition to the family, Kevin loved politics and sports. He was a perfect fit for Boston. Boston became more perfect because of Kevin. Put out tonight, I see people from all different walks of life. That's what Kevin was able to do. Put all neighborhoods together. Long times, no folks, look at Jamaica Lane, Hyde Park, West Roxbury, elected officials, the recovery community, powerful business people. Our president reflects massive scope of Kevin's work and how many lives he touched. Kevin had a compassionate heart with a sharp mind to help people. He also had some sharp elbows. I can say use that both ways. Those who played basketball with Kevin knew that. Those who played sports with him knew that also. His elbows were very sharp. Seriously though, from affordable housing to health care to substance abuse treatment, it was a neighborhood cause that Kevin didn't fight for. I want to talk about substance abuse for another minute. So much of Kevin's life was public. Yet some of his most important work happened in private. I was talking about Kevin bringing people to meetings. He quietly helped hundreds of people get on the road to recovery. His love, his commitment, his hope continues to inspire so many people to take it one day at a time. His passion, however, was using sports as a way to improve young people's lives. That's why we're all here tonight to support the Fitz Urban Youth Sports Program. Bring positive opportunities to all of Boston youth was Kevin's dream. Because he knew the incredible lesson people gain from playing sports. The lesson of teamwork, togetherness, dedication, and diversity, sportsmanship, and self-sacrifice. Kevin started this program to give every Boston child a chance to succeed. Our job is to fulfill promise of this program. It's really fitting that we gather in the home of so many champions, especially with all the banners, to celebrate an important champion, a champion of helping people. Kevin Fitz didn't have banners to prove he was a champion. He has something better. He has all of us, the people he helped, made better, befriended. We are his banners. Now, we must be Kevin's champions to make sure his dreams come true. We always count on Kevin to get things done. Now, Kevin and Boston youngsters are counting on us. Let's work together to dial this program so that Kevin's commitment to our young people lives forever. I want to end my remarks with a sports story. The sportscaster, Bob Raffle, tells a story about his father and his father's friends telling him about the best center fielder of their day. Keep in mind, Bob Raffle grew up in New York City. As a youngster, Costa recalls how his father's friends paid trips to the likes of Willie Mays, Duke Snyder, and Mickey Mantle. But they all believed that Joe DiMaggio was the best center fielder. They all said the same thing to young Bob Costa. If you didn't see DiMaggio, kid, you never saw the real thing. Well, my business of public service and helping people, I can say, you didn't see Kevin Fitz, you never saw the real thing. Thank you very much.
Tom, I think they like you. I think most people in this room, if they haven't, Linda Keith. And I'm not supposed to do this, and Linda will probably kill me, but I want to point out all of the work that Linda did to make all of this work tonight. There are also so many people here, elected officials who worked with Kevin, and if we ended up naming all of you, we would be here all night. But I want you to know that the Fitzgerald family and those who are on the committee really do appreciate you being here, and you're being here tonight. And we decided we're not going to go introducing everybody who's here, but if somebody feels that they should be recognized, if you want to stand now, we'll do it. When you look at our town, and you think of the institutions that contribute, Northeastern University is a clear example, the hospitals in Boston, and what they do. And oftentimes I think we can make a mistake and think of them as sort of buildings, nameless, faceless operations. A guy in this town, and there are many, who really make sure that people are treated as human beings. With all of the wonderful advances that happen in the great hospitals of our city, there is none better at being both the most competent doctor, administrator, one of the people, like Kevin, understood and understands it's all about people. Dr. Gary Gottlieb, who was mentioned by Dr.
Thank you, Peter. And it's wonderful to be here among you, to be among all of you together and sharing this love and respect for Kevin. Reminds me of a morning we were together a couple of years ago when all of Mission Hill came out. Kevin told us about all of the memories that the Hill itself had of everybody's adolescence and development and growth and experience. And also, I was just blown away by the extraordinary wonderful support for Kevin that came out as we rededicated the park of our community and neighborhood to Kevin. That park stands really in awe of the gifts he gave to Mission Hill, the gifts that he gave each and every day. I have the privilege and the gifts of working actually with a couple of siblings and somehow to be welcomed within the Fitzgerald family for me over the past several years has just been extraordinary. Like many others, I was mentored by Kevin and coached by him. Coached to understand that our community and our institutions need to create partnerships that make us all better. Coached to be able to understand that the people of Mission Hill deserve great opportunities, and the great opportunities of our institutions can benefit from them in teaching us to open doorways so that our places become portals for great jobs for our community, and great contributions to our community and to our schools. It's the kind of spirit that Kevin had each and every day, endlessly. It's truly appropriate to honor him in a hall of such legends. You know, as the mayor was saying, you can look up and see his name in the rafters as appropriately as they were Larry Miller and Bill Russell. And to understand that he himself is, I understand, a pretty darn good high school coach playing basketball. And a pretty good player at Mission High School, as well as St. Anselm's. I understand he told me the story because he knew that I had moved here from Philadelphia, in which he got to play at least one game against Dr. J at UMass. And he actually told me Dr. J's shoe size because he said he saw him about his awful shoes. Almost like he played with. How fitting that he could learn from that experience and teach others. Teach others how to look up from below and how to put their arms around the people of their community and how to learn and teach how to be better each and every day. Those are the lessons of a truly special person whose whole life is a gift to all of us in this community. And I guess standing here, the best that I can remember him would be to quote Red Auerbach in this special place, from one great coach to another. Red Auerbach said, the best way to forget oneself is to look at the world with attention and love. I think nothing is more emblematic of the life of Kevin Fitzgerald, his unselflessness and the love that he gave each one of us, our community, and the love that he was for. Thank you.
For a night like tonight to be the incredible success that it is, there's a number of people, I mentioned Linda earlier, obviously all of the folks from the Fitzgerald family done an extraordinary job. But there's a committee that put this together. I've seen some people here and out in the hall. If you were on the committee, would you please stand up? If you're out in the hallway, just wave so we can say thank you to you for the wonderful work that you've done. When you think about athletes and understand the advance of the people who are entertaining us here in this building or at Fenway Park or at college campuses all across this country, all too often people have not stopped to look at the life of an athlete, the problems, the difficulties, all of those things. And there's this incredible program at Northeastern where the athlete is understood. Again, is a human being with needs, wants, difficulties, and a person who has brought that piece of humanity to the program. And in many efforts around this country for people to be forced to understand both the positive aspect of athletic life for young people and the difficulty of those folks. And it was an incredible job at Northeastern. Peter Rowe. Peter?
Not bad for a kid from Britain, Connecticut. And I can't tell you how honored I am to be here and participate this evening. Peter, thank you for those kind words. President Owen, thank you for being here and for supporting the Fitzgerald Youth Sports Program. I'm honored to be here to recognize the contributions in life of Kevin, someone that so many people love so much. The event this evening has generated a large amount of money. That money will be used to make certain that the work and the programs that Kevin helped to create and has made a difference to so many young people will continue. Kevin saw himself in all the kids he helped in Boston. He believed that the opportunities he had to play ball and get a scholarship to college should be available to the kids he met throughout the city. The NCAA just released their race and ethnicity study about who plays sports in the NCAA. That study included 32 sports, 3 divisions of college athletics, and almost 350,000 athletes. Basketball, football, indoor track and field, outdoor track and field, and yes, bowling were the only sports in the NCAA study that had more than 10% participation for any black male or female athlete. Only 5 sports. Kevin committed himself for the 10 years that he ran Urban Youth Sports to make sure that those statistics were changed, that kids in the city of Boston had access and opportunity to participate in non-traditional sports that most of the kids in the suburbs took for granted. The Women's Sports Foundation has found that girls involved in organized sports have a higher self-esteem, they have better grades, and they get pregnant less often than the girls that are not involved in sports. The FBI statistics state that juvenile violent crime goes up 44% between the hours of 3 and 8. Kevin Fitz knew all that. He knew it because he lived it. He knew it because he was on the streets as a social worker, working with kids, dealing with the issues, trying to provide opportunities, benefiting from it himself. It was always about the practical application of the things that he learned, the value that he got from sport, and from being a part of a community like Mission Hill that drove Kevin to want to create the Urban Youth Sports Program. So as the former director of the Center for the Study of Sports Society, I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life at Northeastern to make sure that the programs that have been intended to benefit the kids in the city of Boston, in Kevin's name, will always be there and continue. Thanks very much.
A man who had that kind of marriage and was part of the team was Kevin. And the other part of that team is Tricia. Tricia, 2 of you were an inspiration to all of us, and you remain that great inspiration. And we salute you. Thank you as well. One day when my mother-in-law was going to surgery at Lincoln Baptist Hospital, and Trish was there, she was the nurse, she came over and she just made it so wonderful today. Just so easy. And the natural way she just did it, went out of the way. And I could never figure out from that moment on, but she got it from Kevin, Kevin got it from Tricia, just an extraordinary couple and a great inspiration. The Fitzgerald family played a great role in making tonight work and understanding how all of this could work. And here with the daunting task of representing the Fitzgerald family, introduce a video, by the way, produced by the folks of Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I want to thank the people who I used to work with, to thank Dave Kellingsworth and Jay Curley for the production of the video. These things aren't cheap when they give it to the donor. So I'm proud of them. John Fitzgerald is joining us on stage to talk about Kevin Fitzgerald.
All right, thank you all. On behalf of the family, as you know, I'm now dubbed the official spokesperson, whether I like it or not. We would thank you all so much for coming out tonight to this event, this fundraiser, this celebration, this tribute, and this anniversary. It's been 1 year and 1 day exactly that Dad passed away. And it has taken a lot of strength and a lot of help to get to this point tonight. And so it is rightfully so that I acknowledge some of those people who have been a major support to our family and to this tribute. First, to Linda Keefe, who along with Northeastern and Sports Society kickstarted this whole thing from the beginning. Even when the family wasn't sure if we were ready, I think she kind of knew that we would never really be ready. And so she took it upon herself to get the ball rolling. So Linda, thank you very much for that. Also to Mary Morris and Melissa Graham of the Boston guys for going through all the tedious tasks of organizing such a large and wonderful event when we had enough on our plates as is. Thank you. To the heavy hitters who came through to make this event possible and raise the money that we were able to raise. To my Uncle Sean, my Aunt Jolene, who, through the National Philanthropic Trust, was able to give over $100,000. I don't know if you want to get into that out there. There it is. Thank you. John Fish, Gary Gottlieb, Tom Glynn with Partners Healthcare, for stepping up to the plate above and beyond, not because they felt they had to, but because they wanted to. And that makes it that much more special to receive their thank you guys. To all the donors, volunteers, family, and friends that are here tonight. To all our members of our All-Star Committee, Scott Brennan, Bill Linehan, Bobby White, Tom Glynn, Dave Chesnick, the list goes on. Please take a look at all the people that helped. Thank you, and please let's give everybody a round of applause. By the outpouring of generosity and friendship in this building tonight, much as I was overwhelmed when thinking about what I would say tonight. Now, I stayed up real late last night wondering, I hadn't written anything as my usual MO, and I stayed up until about 1:30 watching the Sox, and then I said, I better write something. So I sat in my bed from about 2 to 4:30 going, staring at a blank piece of paper, and I said, all right, I gotta look for some inspiration here. And I looked around my room, and I found a piece of paper that my mother had given me a while ago. It was a piece of paper she found, it was a page of Dad's old notes. They're lying around all over the place. Still find some underneath the forks, they're all over the place. She said, I thought you'd appreciate this one. So she gives it to me, and I'd just like to read to you what it says. August 30th, 2003, 5 years ago. John Fitzgerald's list. Pay phone bill. Not done yet. Fix your computer. They got me a new one. Broke that one. Mom, I still have to fix that one. So I apologize. Take your clothes to the dry cleaner. That's not even English to me. I don't know what that means. Go through your mail, probably so I can get like my 17th birthday card. This is a whole pile. Make a check and thank you card for Mr. and Mrs. Tilson. Mr. and Mrs. I think you guys are here tonight, so thank you. No time like the present. Pay your tickets, I got the car impounded. You like these two. You need a haircut, exclamation point. So I got one yesterday. And then the last one he put down, I think even for emphasis, you need to go on a diet. I sat there, I laughed, I looked at it, and I said, all right, that's good, Dad. I don't remember you winning any Mr. Universe competitions. All right. And now, the beautiful thing about that was, though, I looked at this and I said, oh, I thought maybe you'd bring something out of me. And I flipped the page over. And I want to let you know what's on the other side of that page. And it relates to what we're doing directly here tonight. And I said, this is Eureka, this is it. Like, thank you. Thank God gave me this piece of paper. And I'll read you some of it, what it says. I can't have this chicken scratch, but it says, it starts at the top. It says, Bill Linehan, anybody who bypasses us is stupid. Bill, you check that here. I want everybody to be successful. That's all, I want everyone to be, that's a note that he wrote down. That just goes to show you where his mindset is at all hours of the day. He wants to help I want everyone to be successful. The mayor needs to be actively involved in letting foundations know the value of the program. Mayor, resolved. Job done. And then he just writes down his thoughts, and I can tell it, because I think like him too, and just scatterbrain. Health, organization, girls, campaigns for obesity, onset diabetes, asthma, to help and enhance and craft the message to get out there for urban youth sports. 2003. Advocacy, big letters. First 5 years about, this is what he says, first 5 years, about assessment, credibility, study, need, and community organization within the program. That was in 2003. That was the first 5 years. The second 5 years, about advocacy and getting the program known and getting the word out there about the help that it can do. That was 5 years ago. This was August 2003. Second 5 years about advocacy. I'm sure right now he is proud that we are advocating living for Jesus out of this program. Just like so many people that are here tonight. And you know, this really represents so much of that. I mean, on one half, it's help one kid. On the other half, it's let's help all of them. And that's really what he encompassed, no matter what. It was one individual kid he could help, but how did he help them all? Individual cases and overwhelming general support to help children. And somehow never managed to mix the two or confuse the two. So, you know, Emerson once wrote, to know you've helped one life breathe easier is to have succeeded. But I want to know what Emerson would have wrote if he knew that you started a campaign against asthma. I mean, how many lives are you helping breathe then? So, I'm going to end it now by telling a personal story. And maybe it might be a bit too personal, but it's important to me to get this across. On the night my father passed away, I was with him in the room. And I was the only one there in the room with him. I was sitting there, I think I just relieved maybe my aunt or my brother. And it wasn't about 10 minutes, I was sitting down doing a crossword puzzle, trying to figure out a four-letter word for butter ingredient, and Oleo, I think was the answer. And the heavy breathing that came with when he wasn't talking for about three days or so, all of a sudden I'm sitting there doing it, and I realized that that background noise isn't there. And I looked over, and I said, I'll just give it a minute, maybe it's just a long breath, you know? I gave it about 3 seconds, nothing still. So I reached over, and I put my hand on his chest, and I felt his heartbeat, once, twice, and then for the final time. Now many of you might think that that's a sad story, but to me, see, growing up with Dad, I've learned to think like Dad. And that, to me, is a beautiful thing. Because even though his heart may have stopped, what was inside that heart is now transferred onto us and the family. That passion that he had. The passion that he had for his wife, for his family, for his neighborhood, for the city, and for the kids in this city. We have been carrying that with us. That heartbeat, that pulse of the city, for the past year now. And it's with great honor that I say that after a year of carrying that heavy load on our shoulders, we are ready to share that passion with the entire city. And we are ready to do it through this Urban Youth Sports program and to the tune of over $750,000 raised. My mom wanted me to say, she said, John, you realize when you live a good life, you attract good people. And here in this garden today, as I look around, it's the people that he attracted to his life. And you are all good people. And so again, I want you all to give yourselves a round of applause for making this possible. Now, I think I've said enough here tonight. We have a video show. About 14 minutes, so bear with us. But either way, I think we need to give him the last word. So why don't we roll the video? Thank you.
He was the best person that I ever knew. When he died, I felt like all the good came out of me, because all the good that was in me came directly from him.
He was the kind of guy that, you know, you had to use a cliche when you talked about him. You know, he was the best. There was no one like him. He was just a good guy, and probably ended up being my closest friend in life.